Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel and ahead of BKFC 62, a huge triple title fight extravaganza. We are talking with the defending BKFC Bantamweight champion, Keith Richardson. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How's it going?
I'm doing well, as always. What about you? How's life outside of this wild fight world?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. Fighting, owning a gym. So, I'm always traveling, beating up my students, and training for the next battle.
So, are you cornering the day after you fight or anything? I figured that might be something you would do.
Cornering. Um, no, but like one of the big things that I do after every fight, win, lose, or draw, I get in the gym and train the next day. Or even if I'm out of town or something like that, like I'll go to the hotel gym. Doesn't matter how beat up I am. I trained after the Scoggins fight. It wasn't a great training session. But I get in there and do it just to reset and refocus and make sure that like plus it's just a ego thing. Like the day after we fought, I got in the gym and got back after it. What were you doing?
Is it a shakeout or do you plan for like a hard workout usually, or that just depends on how the fight plays out?
Yeah, a little bit column A, a little bit of column B. Like I've been in there, like I broke my hand in a fight, and like I literally had a pool noodle like taped to my hand. So it wasn't exactly like the greatest workout of all time, but like I was doing like one arm curls and stuff like that.
How was that workout after winning the title?
Um, it was funny because like I didn't sleep all night after it. Like one, I was just wired. Two, I was just trying to answer like everybody's texts, messages. Like everybody was reaching out, trying to and I wanted to get back to everybody that I could. So like I stayed up after stayed out drinking a little bit, partying. Had some company. But like, and then I stayed up, just answering messages, stayed up all night, drove straight to the gym. Because it was, the fights were in Colombia, which is about an hour from where I live. So I drove straight to the gym, got a little workout. Wasn't the greatest. Um, yeah, didn't throw up, but was definitely sweating some booze out. But that's the best way to get over a hangover anyway. Just sweat it out.
How does training and preparing to get the title shot compare to preparing to now defend that belt?
Um, it's I've always been a big believer. It's easier to chase something. It's easy to stay hungry for like when you have that goal and stuff like that. It's hard to be at the top. You've got to constantly remind yourself that like all these people are coming after you. So I think it's a little harder to especially when you are the champ, like everybody always wants you to do things and stuff like that. Like they're like if you get overly into it, there's a lot of distractions to be had. Like so you like when you're getting ready, like you got to sit down, you got to focus, you got to make sure that you're doing the right things because I think you got to work twice as hard to keep something that than you did to get it.
What is the championship lifestyle been like now? Now, I know things don't change that drastically. You're still in the gym working hard, but BKFC sent you to a couple events. You're there with the belt. I was disappointed. I didn't realize you were there in Hollywood, Florida when I was. I somehow didn't see you that night until I saw you in the after photos. I'm like, damn it, could have got FaceTime with Keith again. But how's that championship lifestyle feeling?
It's great. I've always tried to be very fan accessible. I love talking to people of love interacting. So it's always great having people come up to you and finding out like you can like your story inspired people and stuff like that. just getting a little bit extra notoriety. And I've flown under the radar a lot for a lot of my fight career. So it's nice to finally get like, some of the acknowledgement of the skill and hard work that I've put in. But at the same time, like, I try not to buy into it too much. Um, because as soon as you start believing your own hype, that's when this combat sports in general will humble you any chance it gets. So if you don't keep yourself humble, this sport's going to do it for you, and it's going to kick you in the ass.
Right now, you're at the peak. You got the title belt. I don't know if two divisions, champion would kick you up a little bit more, but theoretically, you're the champion. You keep defending, you're there. So, what's the line between buying that hype and enjoying the fruits of your labor that you've worked for so hard, as you said, for these years, for nearly 40 fights to get to the point you do deserve to enjoy it for a while?
Um, it's a hard line to tell, really. Um, like, because like I said, there's so many people that are going to start calling you out when you hold the belt, like, which is fine for me. Like, I've never been a call out guy anyway. Um, and it's crazy when you got like, people that don't even speak English, have all different kinds of accents and stuff like that, calling you out, cursing you out because you're that guy right now. Well, I like being that guy. Like, so I'm gonna train hard. I'm gonna do the work, and I'm gonna hold on to it for a long, long time.
Now, I'm sure it's nothing that you look at. It's only something that us reporters, journalists, we're looking at the pound for pound list. We're looking at those rankings. You know that Reggie was there forever. You come in 4-0. Do you look at the pound for pound rankings and he was there for a while and scratch your head as to why you're not getting named more often or higher up there?
Um, Not really. Like, especially, you know, I've, I won the belt, but I like, especially like, I beat a dominant champion to win it. Um, but like I might start looking at it a little bit closer. Like, when I've had a couple of defenses under my belt. Like, generally when you when you're a new champion, people are gonna see people want to see how you defend which yours first before they start buying into all that stuff. Because I, 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 I've, like I've said before, like I think it's harder to hold it than it is to get it.
How hard do you think it's going to be June 21st? Alberto Blas is in front of you. I've heard people talk about he's very good boxing, coming forward, much like yourself, bringing big punches. What do you think of this challenge?
It's an interesting challenge. One, I'm just happy, like, I'm happy for a fight. Like, I don't like I don't like layoffs. I've been waiting for somebody to step up and let me punch him in the face. So I'm glad I'm glad like he took it. Um, he's an explosive fighter. He's a talented kid. But as of right now, he hasn't been, in my opinion, he hasn't been in a bare knuckle fight. He's hit people bare knuckle, but he hadn't been in a real bare knuckle fight. Like where like you're gonna get some permanent scars. Like your body's gonna be beat to hell. Freaking, like, you're gonna look like you're gonna look grotesque for a matter of a week or two. Like, he hasn't had his heart tested in a bare knuckle fight yet. Um, so we're gonna see, how bad he actually wants this. Because if he thinks he's just gonna come in there and hit me a few times and I'm gonna go away, especially when he's trying to take something that's mine, that's just not the case. And he better be just like he better be more worried about my power. Because I've put some tough people away. I don't think he's seen the level of competition. Well, I know for a fact he hasn't seen the level of competition that I've seen throughout my whole career. Like, if you go if you go through my MMA record, I think the like the win loss ratio of my opponents is insane. I just fought nothing like my whole career. I wanted nothing but killers.
You look at the rankings and also maybe were you surprised to see this matchup? I don't see Alberto there in the top five, and I'm not knocking it, but Ryan Reber's the guy that was 5-0. Is this a matchup you were surprised to be presented with?
Honestly, like I think Ruber's been kind of waiting a little bit. Like yeah, and maybe he might be hoping somebody else does the job for him. But yeah, like we're like if he keeps doing what he's doing, like we're gonna meet eventually. Like yeah, it's a fight I've offered. But you know, I'm just happy somebody stepped up and took it. Like I think yeah, most of the divisions, yeah, I'm not running to get that fight right now. Yeah, they haven't. I don't think they've really seen too much weakness yet. I think they're still like trying to see more fights. Maybe they're hoping like they're hoping my age starts to kick in and I start dropping off or something like that. But with the way that I put in work and stuff like that, that ain't happening anytime soon. Like I don't take breaks, I don't take vacations. All I do is this. Like I'm in the gym pretty much every day. Like I was in the gym for 6 hours today. Like I don't stop. So I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna fall off anytime soon.
7 months away. Has the layoff drove you insane? Yeah, it was 4 fights in a year, and we're not going to get there this year, obviously.
It's not gonna stop me from trying. Like, you know, I as long as I'm healthy, like like one, like I don't need the big training camps, but yeah, being the champion, like I know I'm not gonna get quite as many opportunities to fight. Maybe I have to like maybe I'll have to jump up a division or something like that. So so this way I've got two things to defend. So maybe that'll get me some more fights or something like that. But like and I understand like the title fights and like big fights. Like I like it's not like I can just jump on cards like I could in the past. But I want to be active. Like I'm not going to sit there and try to let inactivity like hold on to my belt longer. Like I want these guys like I want these guys stepping up, and I want to keep putting them down. Like because I don't like I'm much more focused in life when I've got a fight on the horizon.
You have the experience. We've seen the activity, the record that you have just in the sport. What do you feel is that biggest advantage that you have?
Experience, fight IQ, physicality, like the ability to stay cool under pressure. Like like I'm when I fight, I'm aggressive as hell, but I'm also very controlled, very methodical. Like like I got a kind of a predatory mentality when I'm in there. I'm just kind of hunting, waiting for my opportunities, and looking to take my opponent out like quickly and violently.
He's the Bantamweight champion, BKFC. He's a rock star. Keith Richardson, as always, I appreciate you taking some time out of your oh so busy training, coaching, everything schedule to share a couple minutes with me. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anytime, brother. I appreciate it.
CageMinds.com, everybody. And don't forget to keep up energy like I got to do all these interviews. Check out my friends at Dubby, 10% off when you use the promo code CageMinds at checkout.